Hello guys, and in the last video we have created our post module using the CLI tool, and then at the last minute we have come across to the issue where we wanted to fetch the user as well of each post, and we have created a service provider and we just imported it. So now we are trying to solve this, and we are doing that in this section of the video, how to use this user service across this post module. So let's review a bit in our structure of the project. And you could think of our project like this, where initially we have our main.ts, app.module, so our app module, and every single one is importing within the app module. So we have our user module where it has the user service and user controller, and all of them are packaged within a user module. And the post module packages are the controller and post service. So in order for us to use the user service, which is coming from another package, we have to import this user service. But we cannot just import it in a similar manner that we have done in any kind of other framework. But we have to do it in a more structured and refined manner. So oh, I think I messed up with the flow. Never mind. All right. So in order for us to import the user service, we have to keep in mind to resolve this module dependencies, similar to what we have done in JavaScript file, where when you export a function or an object, it is able to be accessed by others. We are able to do this here as well, but in a different way, whereby we are exporting. It's a similar concept. So we are exporting this user service from the module. So we are exporting this provider and let the user module know that we are exporting this package service to someone else. Any other modules, they can access it at the moment we export it. And similar to JavaScript, when we're trying to import something that is has been exported, we have to point towards that specific file, and then we are able to import or use that function from that exported file. So we'll do that similar fashion where we want to export the provider, so basically the one who is using the module, basically the post module, will import the exported services from another module, and will be able to access across this package. So I think there is a lot of writing, a lot of talk here, and I think it's better to showcase the code. Before we go towards the code, I want to show another diagram first, where the desired state that we want. So what we'll do here, the difference is here is we are letting the users module know that we are exporting this provider, and this exported provider is able to be accessed across other modules. And as well, what we will be doing is, in order for the post module to use this provider, we have to first let it know where the module is. So we'll import the module itself, and then we'll be able to access the user service. So let's do that really quickly. And it looks a bit difficult, but in actuality in code it is actually simple. So what we have to do first, as mentioned, we have to export the user service. So let's go to the modules here, and there's controllers, there's providers. So what we'll do here, there's another object or an array that is called exports. So in this export, again, it is asking for an array. So we are able to export several providers. Here what we will do is we will export the user service coming from within the users module, and we are exposing towards this user service to other modules. That's what I'm mentioning in the diagram. So now we will go towards the post module, and here in the post module, what we will do is there is something, again here, there's something called imports, and here what we'll import is the module itself, which is the post module, so the user module, I mean. So when we mention users module here, That means we are importing the objects. So let me update it a bit here. So when you have to import the users module from the users module. So here we have imported the users module, and we are able to access anything that has been exported, which namely here we only exported the user service provider. Now the service is able to use the user service, and there won't be any cause of issue. So now what we do here, we'll say npm start, npm run start def, and we will try and test out if it works fine. So there's no problems here, and you've noticed there's no issues, and it is saying there's no problems. So now what's next is we'll do the logic here using the user service. So what we'll do is we will change the posts a bit, whereby what we will do is we will use return, and what we'll do is posts, and we'll use a map. And that map, so for each post we always have an author ID. So what we will do is we will change the post ID. So we will do is we will mention return, and here what we will do is similar to post, everything will be here except we will have author. So basically we have to change a bit, so let me hang on with me. So what we will do is instead of author ID we'll say author and this dot users dot service dot, and then we'll use our function called get user, and the get user will ask for the ID, and the ID is coming from the post author ID, which we already have in our list. So now this one looks really really not efficient, but we're just doing for completion's sake, not for performance wise. So now we have the post and we are importing the author. So instead of author ID, we will mention author, and that author will have the data of the guest user. So another one would be find one, and in the find one, what we will do is we will add author as well. So what we'll do is const posts, and we'll say the ID itself. So here we'll mention post equals to posts, and next would be post dot author equals to this dot user service dot get user, and we will ask for post author ID. And now we will return this, which will be post itself. And now we will be able to do that as well for find one. No, we have done find one, so update, remove, but find all and create. Find all, we have done that as well, and create. So now let's test it out. And I know that we are showcasing the password as well, but we should have removed it. And I think it's all right, I think, for now. So what we'll do is we'll open our postman, and we will create a post first. So we'll create a post first, and yeah, all right. We will create a post first, which will be, so we'll take this endpoint. I think I removed the post. Okay. Oh yeah, I don't have post anymore. All right. So I will create an endpoint, and this point will be posts. And here I'll make a post method, and the body will be raw JSON, and here what we add is title, and we mention Lauren Ipsum, and here we'll mention as well body Lauren Ipsum, and here we'll mention author ID, and that author ID will be 1, and we have done it. Now let's try to send that. Now let's create another one, and what we'll do here is create another endpoint, which is a get method, and that get method will get us a list of users, so a list of posts. And here, if you have noticed, it is populating the author, so author ID, and we got the author as well, whereby we received it by using this functionality. So basically, we could assume that it is working fine, and the user service has been imported from the users module. So in today's section, what we have done is we resolved the dependency whereby we exported the provider through the users module. So you could think of this as a package and this is as a file, and you cannot you cannot use this in another place unless you have exported this provider. And then we have imported the file, so basically the module itself, whereby we're able to access the users service through the post service. Yeah, that will be it. So that will be it, and in the next video we'll talk more about more resolving dependencies. So a question would be, what if, so we have done it for the post, where the post is being fetched, so the author is being fetched by the users. But what happens when we want to do it as well for the author, for the user, where when we list users itself, when we mention users, are we able to do it? Are we able to access the list of posts here as well? And that's what we will do in the next video. And yeah, have a good day. Bye.